What up, cyberspace? It's your pal Zero. I know it's been a minute. I've been depressed. My best friend died. Why am I making this video? I mean, obviously, catharsis. I gotta get this shit off my chest. I gotta talk about it. I gotta say something. I need to move on. I need to make this eulogy for my friend video, get it out there, move on so I can do more shit for myself again. I feel like I owe my best friend this video. I loved him so much. Like, I just miss him so fucking bad. I'm mad as fuck at him, but what are you gonna do? If he was here, he'd be fucking giving me shit. You know, why are you mad? Why are you sad? You should be fucking living your life. He wouldn't want me to be sad, that's for sure. So, he moved away a few years ago. We tried to stay in touch. Became more internet friends than IRL friends. Him living, you know, states away, hours away. When he'd come into town, we'd see each other at first, and then I'd hear he'd come into town, and he wouldn't have called me, and it's kind of sad. But, like, we were living different lives, doing different stuff. But he was still my best friend. Let me talk to you about Donovan Hubbard. When I first met Donovan, he was going to school at West Liberty University out in the middle of fucking nowhere in West Virginia. He was this hippie-core dude with dreadlocks down past his nipples, no brands on any of his clothing, just DIY, listening to Operation Ivy kind of dude. And he was a skateboarder. And at the time, so was I. So meeting other friends who were skateboarders was always fun and cool. Donovan and I started to hang out for skateboarding at first. And then over time, we realized we had more and more common interests, and we became more and more friends. Donovan was an artist. He was a painter, he was a sketcher. He did every kind of form of art you could imagine. And I've always fancied myself an artist as well too, so that was one of the things that we really clicked about. And at the time I was really big into graffiti. I tried to take Donovan out to some spots, and he was smoking like a hippie and, you know, busting up the spot, not in a way that we wanted to, so that didn't really go down very long. But we became friends in lots of different respects, and over time, Donovan got more and more interested in the computer. And he realized that there was lots of art to be made on the computer the same way that there was, you know, traditionally with his hands. You know, just with the fingers, the mouse, the touchpad, whatever. And he poured himself into learning Photoshop and learning Illustrator and learning Flash and animation at the time. We made our first video games together. The only video games I've ever finished in my life out of the probably 5 or 6 I've tried to make were with Donovan. Go to etc.xxe.ro if you want to see Skater Guy and Zang's Revenge. Fuck, I miss that dude. I was going to school for programming at the time, so Donovan became my protege in a lot of ways. I taught him the ways of the computer first, and then I taught him the ways of the programmer next. Watching him flourish and learn all this stuff was super inspiring, and it pushed me harder to learn more stuff, to try different things than I was doing at the time. And he would do something rad, and I'd be like, what if we mixed it like this, and come up with ideas and throw them off each other, you know, artist collective shit. At one point in time, Donovan was in a romantic relationship with my wife's, like, best friend at the time, and then when they broke up, that was all kinds of friend group drama. Donovan grew up in the small town right next to my wife, just right across the river from me. They had a lot of mutual friends, so when I met Donovan, Nina already knew him. She knew all about his brother more than him, even. His one brother, Seth, and I swear that dude is the Highlander. At the end of time, he's going to be one of the last people left alive, and you're going to have to face off against Seth Hubbard because that dude is, like, unkillable. Back when I met Donovan, I was a vegan, and so was he, so we also had that in common. You know, there was just so many things in our lives that crossed over. And I'll never forget, we sat down one day together at my apartment, and he saw that I had Final Fantasy III in my Super Nintendo. And he was like, oh my god, you have my favorite game of all time in your Super Nintendo. And I bet we sat down there and we played Final Fantasy III for probably 6 hours straight. It was like 5 in the morning when finally we both passed out on the couch and just died in a boss battle or some shit, you know. He taught me that there's actually 2-player in Final Fantasy 3. Like, of all the years and years I played that game, I had no idea that a second person could control 1 or 2 of the characters, or 3 even, and you could split the party up and control half of them. And Donovan and I did that for years. We worked at the same place, the Center for Educational Technologies. We'd walk across the little footbridge to my apartment, and we would eat like leftover delicious vegan food my wife made the night before, or whatever. And we would just sit there and play Final Fantasy 3 during our lunch break, and then we'd walk back to work. It was awesome. Donovan, like many dudes, was rowdy as fuck and loved to fight. Unlike my pacifist ass. One time I saw him get smashed in the face with a glass bottle and then like punched by like 4 or 5 guys, hit with his own skateboard. And then dude stood up and like landed a haymaker on one of the 4 guys, kicking him in the ribs. Like, it's hard as nails, man. He was fucking tough. Fucking tough. Another one of my favorite Donovan stories. I was getting fucked with at a show and someone just like was trying to fight me, and I don't get into fights unless I really fucking have to. And this dude was just about to punch me, and I was gonna block it and go for the gut shot, but I didn't get a chance because Donovan literally shoved me to the ground. He probably hurt me more than the dude's punch would have, but Donovan shoved me to the ground and then proceeded to whip that dude's ass. Like, he got kicked out of the show, like dragging, punching the dude, like pulling his hair. I think he bit him, like Mike Tyson shit, And that's what Donovan would do for a bro, Like, he was there for you. Like, he would be there for himself, Like, one of the best dudes ever. Just fucking down, It's like fucking 3:30 in the morning. I have to fucking work tomorrow. And here I am rapping about my dead fucking best friend. Like, we had a wake for the guy. Okay, so here's some more shit. I love Seth. His brother Seth is an amazing person. I don't really know his sister Amethyst or his other sister, so I can't really talk. But I will speak ill of the dead about his brother Eli and his piece of shit mom right fucking to their faces and their gravestones or whatever. Their ghosts. Fuck you, Eli. Fucking Eli fell off a roof and didn't fucking die, and then fucking heroin. Never fucking once. Never fucking once. So many people from my hometown and the area that I'm from in Ohio are fucking dead because of fucking heroin. Luckily, that's not the fate of my best friend. Not that his fate was much better, but it wasn't heroin, I guess. That's something. Donovan loved to drink. Loved to smoke, loved to party. Dude didn't do like hard drugs. He would do like mushrooms, but dude drank like too much. Back in the day when we hung out in his apartment in West Liberty, he would buy one of those giant Carlo Rossi fucking one-finger jugs and sip on that shit all night. And that just, I guess, spiraled out of control as he got older. When we were friends living in the valley and I saw him all the time and we did shit together, like, he had a life, he had friends, he had things to do. But when he moved further away and got his professional job, he didn't have friends, he didn't have family, he didn't have a support system. From what I heard, he was drinking a whole 5th of whiskey or fucking JD or some shit every fucking night. Every fucking night. And this went on for a decade, probably. And I talked to Donovan maybe 5 years ago, and he said something about he felt like he had Crohn's disease, and he had to go see the doctor because he was having all kinds of bowel shit. And as a guy who almost died from Whipple's disease, we had a whole long talk about that shit, obviously. And he was going to get the same double scope that I had to fucking get, except for he called it getting Eiffel Towered by the machines. Classic Donovan. Got Primal Rage fucking on the game over here for Donovan because he was so good at this game. Like, fighting games, Donovan was alright. He wasn't great. He was alright. But man, like, nobody could whip my ass like Donovan could in fucking Primal Rage. And it was like a fighting game that was so niche. Like, not a lot of people played it in the arcade. It wasn't like a home console phenomenon. Like, there was a Super Nintendo port, maybe a Sega one, I don't know. Super Nintendo kid. Donovan, man, just used to school me in this fucking game. Like, crazy combos with vertigo, like, bouncing me off the corner. Just awesome. Taught me a lot about a fighting game. The guy who loves fighting games. That was that thing, man. Like, just because I was good at Mortal Kombat and everyone throws the controller every time I pick smoke doesn't mean I can't get smoked in another game. So who knows where his garbage dump of a mom is, but his dad didn't have the fucking money or to have any kind of funeral service or anything for him, so his friends down in where he lived decided to fulfill his wishes that were written on a piece of paper about what he wanted to do, and went and did the stuff with his ashes. I got a random message from one of them on Facebook, and they invited me to come down. They probably invited other ones of his friends too that we're talking about. I couldn't obviously just drop everything and show up 2 days later, states away, you know. So the Wheeling crew decided that they were going to have their own thing for him. Donovan loved to skate, and Wheeling Skate Park was a thing that Donovan was really passionate about. He worked with the people and was involved with the Wheeling scene to make that place real. And, you know, it seemed fitting for us to have his memorial service there. It's the first time my kids ever skated, and they had a blast. I'm going to put some video up here while I'm talking, because I couldn't get over how good they were doing and how much fun they were having with these little banana boards that we brought. My friend McCarthy just gave me like 4 different skateboards of his, plus I had my own deck, plus everybody there brought every skateboard they had, and we had a good time. We had a pile of pizzas. I'll give you some pizza. Will that help? Vegan food, and at the end when everyone left, we just took all the food to the kids at the skate park and we're like, have yourselves a feast, children. We are leaving. And they were all like, really? Oh my goodness, what? We were like, you guys could have came over and got something like at any point in time. And they're like, oh, you were doing something. We didn't know what you were doing. I thought you were having a party. At least we had a party, right? Like, that's what Donovan would have wanted us to do, would be to have a party in his honor. I got to talk to a lot of people that I haven't spoken to in a really long time when I was there, too. And, you know, not only did we talk about Donovan, we talked about our lives and, you know, what had been going on with us. And, you know, that was cool, catching up with people and stuff like that, obviously. I talked to, like, one person in particular. Luke and I had this big, long conversation. We were just getting ready to leave, and I was going to say goodbye to Luke because I hadn't really got to talk to him. He gave me this big hug, and, like, I didn't think Luke was a hugger. We talked for, like, 20 minutes, and my wife was, like, giving me the Sonic the Hedgehog foot, and it was time to go, and Luke just had all kinds of things to say, and, you know, I learned a lot about what his life had been like when he moved away from someone who lived with him for a while, so got a different perspective that I hadn't had, you know, from another person that I talked to, at least. You know, when you're friends with someone that doesn't have other people in a friend group around them, you only know what they tell you, you know? Reality for you and them becomes subjective. It's like when you follow someone on the internet like me. You know, you see my portion of my life that I choose to show you. I mean, I obviously don't show you every single minute of every moment of my life. Lots of people pretend or actually, in fact, do that and stream every moment of their lives or pretend to show off these extravagant lifestyles. But, you know, you only see what they give you. Whether that's reality or not, it's hard to say. So the things my best friend was telling me on the phone and in chat and stuff like that, like, I had to take his word for it. I had no other way to check or verify or... So when he told me he was doing all right, just having some stomach issues, I thought that was what was really happening. The truth was much worse than that. Turns out Donovan had really bad cirrhosis and a perforated bowel. And when they went in there and did that fucking scan, it turned out that there was pretty much nothing they could do. I was told by his friends he spent his last week playing dominoes, playing cards, playing video games, the things that he loved to do in life. I'd like to know if he made a piece of art, but who knows. Speaking of, Donovan's website is still online. I have indexed it on the Wayback Machine, so when you watch this video, if my link is gone, choose the Wayback Machine link. His last piece of artwork is fucking phenomenal. It took him like 5 or 6 years to complete randomly, like here and there. It's called Absurd. It is a choose-your-own-adventure, crazy, randomized web art experience is what I'll describe it as. There's 4 doors you can choose from when you are greeted with it. Clicking around will take you through a maze of Donovan's thoughts and feelings and emotions, expressed as what we call net art, a dying breed of internet websites that were just for the sake of being that website. Rest in peace, buddy. I'll miss you so fucking much. You were the worst man at my wedding. literally. We got Donovan a shirt that said Worst Man because we joked that he didn't get the title of Best Man. He got the Worst Man. His wedding photo with us, like, the bridesmaid is shorter than my wife, then there's my wife, then there's me, and then, like, head and shoulders above us, over the horizon line in the background is Donovan. Like, he pushed himself up to be even taller, because he loved to make fun of how short Nina and I are, because I'm 5'5", and he was like, I don't know, 6 something, I don't know, everyone's tall to me, but, you know, he used to love to make fun of us being short. He'd give me the head rub nonsense shit, you know, that old people do to little kids. You know, just being a dickhole. I fucking miss that guy. Fuck, man. I'm making this video and I'm fucking sad, but when I stop recording this video, I'm gonna put these feelings into it. I'm gonna edit this video and I'm gonna pour them in there. I'm going to seal it, and I upload it to the internet, and I'm going to move on with my life, because I have to. I fucking miss my best friend so bad, but, you know, life goes on, nothing lasts forever. Friendships included, lives included. You know, I'm 40-something, Donovan was a couple years younger than me, but we're obviously not old yet, but not spring chickens either, right? When I first got the news, I was just so fucked up. Couldn't sleep. And, you know, anyone who knows me knows I have weaponized insomnia. And when I can't sleep, I'm down here in the lab doing some kind of bullshit, whether it's, you know, nerdy video game hardware stuff, fixing broken old computers, websites, and hacking shit. Just anything I could do to do something when I can't sleep. And when I'm upset, when I'm upset, it's like 10 times worse. My wife always knows I'm upset because I clean. And our house has been really, really clean by my standards. I'm a fucking dirty kid, so the standards aren't very high. But fuck, man, I've been so broken up over my best friend, and I gotta move on. I got more shit to show you. I got more shit to talk about. I got more shit to do. I can't quit. Can't keep being sad like this, you know? I gotta wipe away my fucking tears and move on with my life, you know? I made this video for me, and I'm putting it on the internet because Donovan Hubbard was a fucking awesome person, and he deserves as much recognition in his, you know, afterlife as possible. And, you know, a lot of great artists don't get discovered until they're dead. Donovan is one of those people that made a lot of great art, and people should appreciate it. So, anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, give me a like. It's the free social currency here on YouTube. For real though, I will be back with another video. I have 3 videos that I've been editing on these arcade machines that I've been building. This is an arcade 1-up Mortal Kombat 2 conversion from Street Fighter that I've done. This is a custom 3-player light gun machine that I've got Mac Mini inside of. And then my new Killer Instinct setup with a whole new deck that I built. So I got lots of arcade content that I really need to finish and upload. I've got a whole beautiful setup from D-Rocket Design that I need to show you. Editor Zero here. It's not going great with these feels. Still pretty upset. Gotta see I'm into this video. Gotta keep living my life. But looking at these machines behind me thinking Donovan would have loved to play these things with me. Never gonna get the fucking chance. Tell your friends that you love them. Give them a fucking hug the next time you see them. Call them, text them, talk to them right now. Do it. Might not get the chance again. What's that song lyric? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Sick and tired of being sad and fucked up over my friend's death. So, this is my eulogy video to you, Donovan Hubbard. If you see it somehow in the afterlife, fuck you, buddy. I love you. Later on. I'll see you in the next one.